We're in trances, going off to different places, different planets. Watch your aura pass me by, losing balance. What if we run out of time and second chances? Empty-handed. You like the fast life, you like to drive and get down and dirty, act like the bad guy. You want some love, be like when you feel like calling midnight. You got the best of me, you got me losing sleep. I've been hopeful, baby.
Olá a todos e Hey guys, olá a todos e bem-vindo ao Portugal. No. It's like for some reason I just can't say it on camera. Bem-vindo, no. Bem-vindos. Hey guys, olá a todos e bem-vindo ao Portugal. That's the best of my broken Portuguese anyway. We are in Portugal, currently in Porto. We landed last night. There's a truck revving this engine. We landed at Porto Airport yesterday evening. The flight got delayed, so I think we got to the hostel at about 11 o'clock or something like that. So we just dropped the bags, went out for a little walk with the cameras, took some stills. Then went to bed. We're not going to be sticking around Porto that much today. Instead, what we're doing is we're going to kick around here for a few hours, and then we're heading to Serra da Estrela mountains, which are more towards central Portugal, sort of deeper towards Spain. So without blabbing on too much, let's see some Porto and then hit the road. I didn't really come here to do a bit of shopping, but just going past all the shops, obviously being in town and Porto being very touristy, we just couldn't resist, and we've got a selection of port to sample in the evening, and yeah, I just can't believe how much stuff they actually make and sell out of cork, made out of cork. It's just incredible. Bags, even an umbrella, shoes, everything made out of cork.
Can we trust the stars above to let us know? Let it go. We only got this life, no guarantees and stars align. Follow your passion trail and try to keep an open mind. I didn't by myself, no guarantees you'll find me. Said if it's faith you'll find me, leaving the past behind.
Loving Porto so far. We stopped off for a quick pastel de nata and a milkshake. Fantastic. They weren't too sweet like sometimes they end up being. So yeah, very happy with that. The city is full of character. I love the architecture. Some of it's not necessarily as polished as some of the more sort of, I don't know, Western. I suppose Portugal is Western, but when you think of America, the UK, sort of more wealthy nations, when you think of London, maybe some of the buildings aren't quite fresh plaster and so on. They still have their own character and their own appeal. It's definitely not a flat city break. like London or Manchester or Paris, you do end up going up and down quite a lot. So yeah, you're gonna end up out of breath a little bit. But yeah, loving Porto and all the cork that's for sale everywhere. Joe just ends up going in different shops all the time. Yes, we've made it to the top. Behind me is a building. I don't really know what it is, but the place, Porto, seems to be full of monasteries and convents and things like that, churches, and yeah, so I imagine it's going to have a religious meaning of some sort. I mean, over there at the top, I don't know if it's got a cross, so yeah, it's going to have some sort of religious meaning. Haven't really done too much research on Porto because it was always going to be just a stop off on the way deeper into Portugal. So we're just basically looking over the horizon, and that looks pretty cool. Let's go and have a look at that. But because a lot of things have towers, or there's a lot of sort of tall architecture, lots of tall buildings, it's quite easy really to point at something and just head for it. You don't really even need a map so much because you can just see it as you walk along. This is definitely the better place to look over the city from, because I would say that over there, to me, what probably is the old town just is more picturesque. It just looks prettier, looks better. Over the other side, where all the port shops things are, seems a bit more commercial, a bit more modern. Yeah, the old side is definitely my favourite. So yeah, this is the last thing we've got scheduled, well, that we have time for in Porto. So the next thing is get to the car, hit the road, and we're heading for the hills, but we're going to stop off at a bridge on the way. Those who will have seen some of our previous videos will know that I like bridges. So I was very happy to have gone on that one. That is pretty cool. But when the tram goes over it, it gets a little bit shaky. So yeah, if you don't like heights, you may probably not like that one too much. But you can go across on the sort of lower stage, which feels a lot more solid. That's where we went across yesterday. Right, we'll see you guys a little bit later on, probably at the bridge. Guys, the path, the trail leading up to the suspension bridge, which is what we're heading for right now, is just so beautiful. I thought it was going to be like it would be in most other places, where you turn up and it's there, you just park up right outside, you queue up to get in and you're there. But no, there are various ways in which you can go. You can either walk up like a wooden path thing from the bottom of the hill, maybe not necessarily the bottom, but from quite a while. Nearly tripped. From lower down the hill, but I think it would take you a while. Certainly us. After doing a bit of walk around Porto, up and down, or you can park up in the little village just up the road and then walk along the trail that we're going along. But yeah, as I demonstrated literally seconds ago, you've got to watch your step, which I'm not doing, because you can twist your ankle. It's a lot of just made up of just soil and mostly uneven granite, which is pretty cool, but it just means you've got to pay attention. Oh. Right, yep, let's go. Ponte Suspensa, in that direction. Time to go on the bridge. Are you looking forward to
no,
the bridge?
No. No, we're not friends. We're not friends.
She'll like it. Let's go. There are worse ways to look over and go sightseeing around a UNESCO heritage site. Wonderful. With it being a suspension bridge, which is 178 meters high, which is about 50 stories high at the highest point, it is quite bouncy. I don't know if you can tell if I swing this round. Can you see the wires moving around? I'm not sure if it's going to show on the video, but yeah, it's not like solid like a concrete bridge or something you'd drive a car over. This is very much you go like this. It's awesome though. And at this point my battery died. And when I say it died, I don't mean it ran out of juice. It literally like died. It needs to go in the bin. It bulged out and it was difficult to get it out of the camera, but at least the vlogging camera's fine. So it's got yeah, new battery in. We can carry on as normal. The bridge was awesome, but do remember that you can't buy the tickets at the bridge itself or anywhere along the trail at either of the entrances, because obviously with it being a bridge you can start it or go on from either end. You do have to get the tickets online, and we literally just did it on the smartphone. I was driving down here and Joe bought them on the way, just whilst we were driving down here. So you can do that or just get them when you're still at home before coming down here. But yeah, definitely recommend it. And Oh yeah, I mean the scenery's amazing. I don't know how much is going to come out on this little clip, but the yeah, no, it's absolutely beautiful here. The whole region, this sort of area, is part of UNESCO heritage site because of all the fossils and geo things. I'm not really clued up on them, but I'm sure you could look it up. But it's definitely worth coming down. The little path coming off the around the bridge, they've got like wooden walkways that you can do. And they look pretty cool. They do take a couple of hours though, and they are up and down quite steep, so just bear that in mind. But if we had more time, we'd definitely do them. Sadly, it's evening now. We need to get to a hotel. I've not really eaten much other than the pastel de nata in Porto hours and hours ago, so I need to get some dinner. But yeah, we'll catch up with you tomorrow or later on. See ya.